So, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another Tales from the Past. This time, we're at 21. In case of The Unknown Soldier, we're at issue 404 by Garth, Ennis and Kilian Plunkett. And yeah, already have the team. I already mentioned that team in the previous first book, but we're going through it anyway. Who the team is, who the writer is, who the artist is, and then we go to a little recap, and we just do the breakdown. And yeah, of course, the good, bad, and the ugly, and yeah, what our final verdict is on the series as a whole. So yeah. And yeah, for those of you who don't know what kind of source I use for this, I basically use the Grand Comic database and mycomicbookshop.com, because I couldn't find another source that was more or less reliable to tackle the Unknown Soldier, because DC side and DC fanbase side, they don't recover, seem to have information on the synopsis or anything of the 1997 series of Unknown Soldier. But yeah, we get into, be careful spoilers if you didn't read the previous issues yet or watch the previous videos. And yeah, I'll be armed with my trusty notes, just like Captain Frugal, because I tend to a little bit old-fashioned as well. And yeah, just trying to yeah, bring some comics from the past that some might have missed or didn't even bother to look up to or anything, or some hidden gems that have might have flown under the radar. But yeah, that's just how we're going to do. So, I mentioned the order already, and yeah, I'd like to mention you might disagree with me on some issues, like had with one my viewers thought it had a little bit too much cursing, because yeah, well, I kind of expected it, because it is an 18+ comic, and this is about war and yeah, some political and geopolitical affairs, etc. So yeah, it tends to get a little bit yeah, more swearing in the lines between good and evil, superhero, anti-heroes, and villains is a little bit more blurred. But yeah, that's part of it. We might agree or disagree on some things. Let's just keep it civil. I just want to go back, just like guys like Captain Frugal, to the old days where you can basically discuss a comic book or series, webcomic, manga, European comic, and discuss about what were the good parts, what were the bad parts, and was the writing any good. Those are the discussions we need to have. And yeah, what could have been going on, what could have been better. That's basically what I'm trying to do here. But that's my rant of the day. We're going back to yeah, who the writer is, who the artist is, and yeah, the writer, I already mentioned it, Garth Ennis. Kilian Plunkett is the artist, James Sinclair, colorist, Digital Chameleon is the separations, Eddie David, I'll probably butcher that name, is the letterer, and Axel Alonso is the well-known editor for Unknown Soldier book 4, from book 4. And yeah, a little recap. So yeah, in the previous issue, William Clyde, the CIA agent, and the black cop with a little bit of a mental problem, Screwball, had to team up to deal with the other SWAT team that was sent out, because apparently Screwball couldn't finish the job. So they teamed up, took him down after she was sent to erase every name from the list that was sent to William Clyde's PC. And then yeah, eventually their alliance didn't last long. Like I said, spoiler alert. And she got stabbed through the car window, and she dead. Goodbye, crazy lady. She will be in our thoughts and prayers for a very long time. So yeah, that's actually what it is. In this issue, we meet the Unknown Soldier face to face, but he comes to the conclusion that yeah, only to hear from the Unknown Soldier that the Unknown Soldier himself has been a pawn in a way larger game that yeah, could have affected yeah, geopolitics and world peace as we know it. and the hegemony as we know it today of the USA. And here they are, face to face. William Clyde asked him why you're here, because one man in the right place at the right time can make a difference and win a war. That's why we are here. So, let's go straight to the point immediately, I like that. And you do have a war to win, William Clyde. You. And William Clyde points a finger at him and tells him that you started this. You sent me the names on that list. You put me on that trail that led to you. So yeah, basically is the big reveal. I kind of expected it already. I read it before. You probably didn't. And you caused all those deaths. But why are you? I'm an American soldier. I lost my face to enemy action, the same action that cost the life of my brother. It was he who told me that one man could make a difference, and only when he had gone did I see the truth in his words. I became a soldier in the war against America's enemies, ready to do whatever it took to win. My existence was denied. My identity was like that of the entombed unknown soldier. So basically, it could be a brother of him or not. We don't know. And we have his ultimate collection here that, and more ads. A Steven Seagal movie. Instead, I'm going to drink this cup of tea. I got some mint and cinnamon, whatever it's named. And you did whatever it took, didn't you? I did my duty. Typical soldier talk. You forced Iran into a civil war. You ordered the massacre of a Cambodian village. You used your machine gun on a hospital full of Nicaraguan even I butchered the name, and I have some South American blood. Nicaraguenses. I'm terrible with names. I learned my duty in a place called Dachau. In May of 1945, I saw what we were up against. I smelled it. I couldn't get a taste out of my mouth for years. It was black, evil, barbaric madness. It was the opposite of everything we stand for. And I knew whatever we did to prevent it happening again was both just and justifiable, because we would be at war with it forever. Such a war is quite simply American destiny. So typically, the typical war/military talk of the military complex, etc. Starting wars in foreign countries, yada yada. But we're not going too deep into the political aspects, because this is already at the border of what gets discussed and how it works. If you're saying you think it's okay to get cozy with the little monsters to help us to fight the big ones, you're not telling me anything original. The US has popped up dozens of thieves and butchers over the years, which is true. It has done that. Some really evil persons, and eventually were either get killed or especially strip the power away from them in a very violent manner. For example, the Shah in Iran, or Batista in Cuba. So it's created by the sorry not sorry. You can't create this problem yourself in order to prevent communism, but you basically cause the opposite effect. That's what happened. And he kind of mentioned this as well. I have fought the war for half a century. I have committed unimaginable horrors. Yes, I was proud to do so for a just and honest cause. Until they betrayed me. They betrayed the war. So now we're getting to the thing that kind of set the soldier off. That kind of turned it against the government of the United States itself, which is kind of the general asked for me in his last days. I went out of respect. I remembered though tough decisions, and the commander who was not afraid to take them. Whilst I was a great man, at last brought low. Until you began to speak, how have you been fighting for us? He's been asking. 50 years. Yes, this is 91. Whoops, I almost kicked my tripod down, or hit my tripod down. Yes, this is 91, so 50 years. And you did everything we asked of you. It's long past time, you knew what you've been fighting for. Confession. I didn't know that yet. I still felt honored in my brother in arms to the general. When it really, if I hadn't come, a nurse would have sufficed. Or the boy would change his bedpan. Brilliant dialogue. But yes, confession. Winter 4. Simply a project or anything. It's in Switzerland, a town, a small airfield. In April 1945, I met the Nazis there. So the general went for. He met the general. He met the Nazis over there in Switzerland. In Winter 4. This particular group, they contacted us right after Overlord dropped all kinds of hints. This, if the truth to be told, showed just enough did to get us interested. Named the time and place. Yes, we went. Right, we did. I'm not going to use his curse word, but he is a general, etc. He and it's an 80+ comic, but yeah, I don't always feel comfortable with cursing in a book during dialogue. I'm not religious or anything, but yeah, sometimes some things are better left unsaid. So told the Swiss not to give us any shit or B-17 raid might veer off course and the way to Bologna. It's in Italy. Because what they'd been sending, the hints, I mean, this was wild stuff. Rockets, bombs, spacecraft, for G's sake. Even some kind of biological engineering for the time, it was phenomenal. Which is true, the Nazis were quite technologically and scientifically, those mosquito over there, advanced. So we want to know the asking price. So yeah, basically this goes back to the kind of fictional stories where the Nazis survived, Hitler survived and went into space, etc. It's kind of a little hint towards that. I kind of like that. Any part of South America would be acceptable. A small selected group will go first, with the facility for others to join us, if they can make their own way. The US may supervise our activities to whatever extent to see fit. In fact, we will heartily welcome your participation. Go on, he asked. We will order the immediate surrender of all German-held territory to American forces. Our enemy armies in the east will continue to resist the Soviets until you can reach and occupy our positions there, and the research data will all be yours. They knew just what to say. We wanted to piss all over the Ivans as soon as we. Ivans is another word for Soviets or Russia, and at least the USSR. As we got through with Germany and they knew it. Now the experimental stuff they sent through, up till then, it had just been tidbits. We showed it to the backroom boys. They said, sure, this could work, but we didn't know how to build it. Let me tell you exactly what we can do for you. Yes, this shows how effed up the CIA, etc. The intelligence agency is, and how wars are never fair. A nuke could have tripled the death toll at Hiroshima. There we go. I tried to use the right pronunciation. Hiroshima. A missile, not an aircraft, that could deliver it. Soldiers incapable of feeling pain, remorse, or doubt, born of research conducted in the camps. Scientifically, Germany was years ahead, like I already mentioned. Only resource, which is I'm told the United States is never short of. So they're trying to make a pact with the devil, basically. That's the only way I could describe it. If you like, we can show you how to put an American on the moon by 1949. Those were heady days. I just got my third star, kept hearing people call me brilliant, dashing risk taker. I'd already gotten used to deciding the destinies of thousands. South America, sure, from an OSS 066 what is written over there? OBB point of view. It's OBB or something. It's doable. Come on, how would we ever get backing? That depends on who you bother to ask. Oh, and I have one other condition. So it's basically German, I think. Order Life doesn't exist anymore. And what's this? Destiny. The eldest member of Endless, portrayed in gold and cast porcelain. Looks like a nice collector's item. Probably isn't available anymore, but it kind of looks nice. Could be great for Warhammer or a D&D campaign or something. Or nice and fitting. Pretty great. I like this design. It's a sort of dark fantasy kind of type. One of the few times I appreciate an an ad when it's something that interests me. So he comes too. So they basically want to get Hitler out of here as well, alive. In return for basically scientific advancements and how to put a man on the moon by 1940, 48 or so. Anyway, before the 50s. Well, like I say, it's doable, they say. I'm staring into hell. I myself say yes, saw my hand shake the Nazis. A part of me would not acknowledge the nightmare of what I was doing. That's how you make a pact with the devil. You're basically making a pact with the devil, like I already mentioned. We've been greedy. We hadn't bothered telling London about the Winter 4 meeting. If we had, the RAF would have cancelled all the patrols. The Royal Air Force, in that case, along with the Swiss-German border that night. If not for a night fighter chance encounter, a clandestine Fourth Reich would have been established. Clandestine Fourth Reich would have been established in Colombia under Adolf Hitler. So basically that's what, if not for that encounter, there would have been a clandestine or small Fourth Reich in Colombia. And that hits pretty close to home. But the full backing of the USA, so basically they betrayed their own principles, which is often what happens in wars, but also behind the scenes. And happens all the time. Without some deals are made behind closed doors that are not always beneficial for the common guy, and there are other YouTubers making enough content about that, but I'm not getting into a lot of those. A lot of them are, some are just too crazy to be true, some of them are so crazy that they might be true, but that's why you need to think for yourself. They generally could have done it. How high did these things go? I don't know. But then I'd heard enough. Last months of the war, I'd reported to him directly. The betrayal was personal. You know they still brought some of the top men out, don't you? It's common knowledge. Von Braun and his rockets, a few party members' chicken feed. The Nazis, the same breed of little dictator we've been setting up all over the world ever since. How can you justify all that to yourself and still call what happened at Winter 4 betrayal? So he asked the question again. This was the monster, the beast himself, the architect of everything we have to fight against. And they were going to save him. So they were going to save Adolf Hitler. For the man who oversaw his downfall, to engineer his escape would have made the war, the sacrifice, everything I fought for, utterly worthless. So basically everything would have been for nothing if Hitler survived. And the miserable dying wretch in his traitor's bed, he knew it too. So the general. I think it's time you told me what it's you've done. It would take a lifetime to tell, because that's what it is. A lifetime spent groping in the guts of horror, in it up to my elbows, committing atrocity to order. And 5 years ago, discovering Winter 4, knowing at last that the regime that gave me those orders was tainted, and knowing that I could not in all conscience continue my work. And he had chosen his replacement as William Clyde. And there's another ad that's not interesting enough. What? Why like that? Why send me the names, and is this what all those people died for? Outside you should know the reality of the world you'd have to enter. I want you to follow my trail through the accounts you'd hear, to confirm to me that your skills were equal to the task, and to commit yourself past the point of no return. More than anything, I'd start you down the trail without Colonel Booth suspecting my involvement. If he discovered that I was independently preparing my own successor, my plans would have come to nothing. Booth's job was to safeguard your secret. You knew it. That if I start asking questions, he would send Screwball to kill everyone on that list. And he sacrificed them. Everyone he sent out him to, like many others, like Booth himself, although I didn't expect you to go to him. Like Anderson. No, Anderson was different. He excelled with the 101st, just as you did with Special Forces. He went on to join the CIA, had few friends and no family left to speak of. He remained an American soldier first and foremost. He followed every order to the letter, no matter how far into the dark he was sent, yet he never let himself be used. As some administrators, fuck. So fuck, not the other word. His dedication to his duty never wavered, just like you. He was my first choice, and I killed him because he discovered Winter 4. So, yeah, flashback again. The betrayal I felt over affair had destroyed my will to go on. I resolved that whoever replaced me would never know the truth. And the angel was still alive. Computer General to Windfall was still alive. So basically, yeah. He knew he couldn't go to Booth. We have to want to know why he feared me. Instead, he asked old friends and Langley to keep their fears to the ground. And when Anderson started visiting people on a highly confidential list, he was informed. He contacted Anderson back for protection and got it in exchange for everything he knew about me, particularly why he thought I'd want to kill him. I followed Anderson's progress closely, but that was a detour. I had expected I killed the agent just an hour or two late, and Anderson knew, so he killed him. You've been watching me, haven't you? You saw me leave Booth's home and come here to Anderson's race, so you knew it was on the wind for. Now you're going to kill me too? No, I'm not. This was never how things were supposed to turn out, either for you or for Anderson before you. Windford was meant to remain a secret. Once you had gone as far as the list of names could take you, I could contact you and explain myself. But you would take my place. And why would I want to do that exactly? You would have learned the nature of the war I fight. You would have understood me. And more important, the need for me. I regret this, but Windford or not, you have to replace me. So yeah, he tells him that he gives him a choice to replace him, or before he approaches Fink, you have no friends, family, a fact I made sure of when I chose you. Even if you pursue me and destroyed your career, linked you to death after death, made you a marked man, and you have no life to go back to. The one certainty in your existence is that you are sitting on a grave on the body of a dead man. This is getting dark pretty fast. With what I know, you still want me to do this? All the names on the list have been terminated. I could select another candidate, but whom would I send them to learn what they must? There is no one else, Clyde. But your own situation remains incidental. The need remains for the one man who can make a difference. The war that I spoke of continues even now. The enemy has not left us. America's obligation to do what's right does not end because our masters flirt with devils. There must be someone to accept that obligation. The hold it has a clear and untarnished truth, my bad. It's untarnished truth. Brain freeze. And who are the enemy? Those who oppose the American will. The council spoke of the genocide I witnessed in the camps, assured I would be so. But ultimately, we are always right. Everything we do is right. This led you to you as an American soldier. Did you ever stop to ask yourself, I want to do the war you do? I knew you would come to see the rightness of it. I've seen your file. Remember, you're not a stranger to my world. Not by a long shot. Of course not. I followed orders, but I never came to believe I was a crusader in a holy war. Clyde, you cannot escape this. You cannot run from this place I've led you to. You cannot hide from me. Don't look for a way out. Don't try to deny what has to be. You're here because you know what must be done. You think so? I'm here because of a beautiful woman smiled at me. It's kind of cringe, but I digress. Her name was Wallace Rebecca, and afterwards she said she wasn't really there because I never found out what the G was for. What are you talking about? Such a warm smile. When a woman smiles at you like that, there's a promise in it, sure, but more than that, there's a warmth between the two of you, which ought to be so precious, but we nearly always take it for granted. Made me think there's something that's good in this world. So what happens next in the next pages is don't be foolish, you won't have time to point it at me. Sorry she was dead and I wanted to know why. Stop this. There has to be a man to make a difference. It can't be me, but there has to be. You have to do this. Why? As I can't. They betrayed me. You have to be the soldier. He's desperate now. So he can't do it anymore after all the things that happened to him. All the betrayal and the geopolitical betrayal as well, and almost a Nazi state in Colombia, out of all places. So you justify a regime, the atrocities, every bit as bad as the ones you fight against. So yeah, he's putting basically what Clyde's doing is putting a mirror in front of him. You would have concealed your lost faith, what you fight for. You expect me to carry on as I never learned the truth. Well, sir, you are not an American soldier. I deny your legacy. I will not let you wash the blood of your hands and undermine. Jane. J was for Jane. And he's gone. He's dead. Son of Ornston is nothing sacred. What you got, Lucy? Okay, well, the one grave has been opened and the body is disinterred. It's like somebody dropped a second body in it. Then dropped 2, possibly 3 phosphorus grenades in it, one on top of them. It's a real mess in there. White phosphorus makes identification just about impossible. That's true. We can distinguish the grave's owner because of the bombing material. So basically, yeah, the unknown soldier dropped the white phosphorus in it to erase any tracks of it. Who else? The other guy. He's an American soldier, known but to God, and he was in honored glory. Of this, yeah, he stands against the flagpole, and the guy, damn him, yeah. Wow, that was quite the ending. Overall, let's go to the good, bad, and the ugly since it's almost half an hour. Let's see. Final verdict. Once again, good cover art, and yeah, there's a lot of geopolitical things in it, and yeah, some shadowy deals behind the scenes that yeah, might not have worked. The heater part is purely yeah, could be real, could be fictional. I think it touched some political and geopolitical issues, and yeah, some backroom deals that yeah, kind of dark, could have changed the whole course of history and the American hegemony. But yeah, it's like I said, it's put in the background, and yeah, with William Clyde taking the role, and yeah, unfortunately ending his life after the soldier put his patriotism, yeah, his sense of patriotism at least to the test, his sense of direction, and yeah, pretty interesting. The art is not the same point. The writing was yeah. Unfortunately, not a lot of things got answered. We don't know the exact identity of the soldier itself. Could be a brother of him or not, of the original one or not. What we know is that he was looking for a successor, but unfortunately, yeah, he didn't find it, so because William Clyde decided not to tarnish his hands with innocent blood, which is weird because he's a CIA agent, but I digress. And yeah, interior art, yeah, it's not the same point. Cover art is excellent. Story writing is yeah. Unfortunately, not a lot of things got answered as I expected. I wanted to come full circle, but yeah. At the same time, I understand the things they did with patriotism, etc., and yeah, how the soldier put William Clyde to death was quite interesting. In a way, it came full circle. In some things, it's kind of open-ended, leaves you questioning, leaves you thinking, and that's could be a good thing or a bad thing. But I can't expect a little bit more. That would come more full circle, but. Overall, it's not a bad issue at all. It really shows yeah how one guy could make a difference and win a war. That's how I put it. Yeah. But yeah, if you think this all about promoting American war, etc., actually this whole series has been quite one big piece of pamphlet against foreign interference, if that's how you describe it. And yeah, which brings to the final verdict. I give this 70 out of 100. As the whole series, I gave it 378 out of 100. With this issue, I rate the series as a whole 76 out of 100. So yeah, it's a recommendation if you like these types of stories. If you don't like cursing and 18 plus stories, the more mature realistic things, then it's probably not for you, because it contains a lot of it. And Garth Ennis tends to use love cursing in his work. Is something I heard from Mike from Genuine Comics, the fan from Genuine Comics and Dark Side's Comics. But yeah, overall, if you like these types of things, if you want something else than average cape shit stories, this is your place to be. So yeah, it's a recommendation, really strong one that unfortunately got under the radar for some reason. So yeah, that's about it. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, leave a like, subscribe if you want to. Let me know your thoughts down below. Was it a good series to cover? Was it terrible? Didn't you like it? Did you like the writer? Yeah, it tends to have a reputation, but this is actually good. So yeah, and if you want to see what I created, Jaguar War issue 1 and 2 are now available on Global Comics and available on Gumroad, as both as where you on the Global Comics you can read it for free and get yourself a print-ready PDF for just €2, which makes both issues €4. And if you want, you could also check out the Gumroad store and get yourself the digital copies for €2 each. And yeah, if you want to pay more, you could pay more. It's optional. But if you want the physical ones, they're also available for €8 each. Unfortunately, shipping is something I can't control. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this video. Next one, since I am we're at an even number again, I have to start all from square one again. So we're going to do an issue 1 from another tale from the past. Until then, I'm heading to bed, brush my teeth, drink my last cup of tea. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Like we say in Japanese, oyasumi nasai. To, dewa mata ne.